Hey guys, it's Libby, and I bet you're like, where have you been? You haven't put up a video in a really long time. It's because I've been working on two massive videos. The first one, I shot like 90 minutes of footage, so I'm trying to get that down to something watchable. But I had to take a break from that because Dewey's 24-hour readathon is coming up this Saturday, April 25th, and I gotta talk about that. So if you don't know, Dewey's 24-hour readathon is a readathon that lasts 24 hours. But unlike most readathons, it doesn't run midnight to midnight. Everyone starts at the same time across the world, not the same o'clock. So since I live on the US East Coast, I'm starting at 8 in the morning and going till 8 the next morning. And I think my mom will be joining me for at least part of the readathon this year. Fun fact, my mom is not currently aware that I make YouTube videos, so she will probably find out at some point during that process, and then she will go back and watch all of my YouTube videos. So when you watch this, hi Mom! I participated in Dewey's 24-hour readathon for the first time last October, and I had a brilliantly set out reading schedule. I knew exactly what books I was going to read and in what order. This year I'm being a bit more freeform. I'm currently reading The Golem and the Genie by Helene Wecker. I'm not very far into it. It's like almost 500 pages and I'm on page 68. And it has like teeny tiny print. So I don't think I'm going to finish this in time for the readathon, so I'm going to start off by finishing this book. Then I'm going to move on to The Princess Tales by Gail Carson Levine. These are they're just barely middle grade books. They might even be considered, chapter books for elementary school students. But they are fairy tale retellings that are very fun and very short. It looks like this is only 2 books. It is in fact 6 books. It's a bind up of 3. You see, I dog-eared the pages. Yes, I dog-ear pages in bind ups. Go ahead, judge me. I can handle it. And these books are short and have much bigger print and pictures, so I'm pretty sure I can get through all 6 in definitely 3 hours. So that will guarantee me 7 books that I finish during the readathon. Oh, and if you want to actually know what the titles of the books are, it's The Fairy's Mistake, The Princess Test, Princess Sonora and the Long Sleep, Cinderella's and the Glass Hill, For Biddle's Sake, and The Fairy's Return. I've read most of these. I definitely haven't read Cinderella's and the Glass Hill before, and I can't remember if I've read The Fairy's Return. Is that the one where someone has to find a dog that fits in a walnut? We'll find out. Then, once I finish those books, the sort of moody choosing begins. I'm already in the middle of 2 series right now, 3 if you count the Hitchhiker's Guide series, but it's been years since I read the first 2 and I don't really remember what happens in them, so I'm just gonna have to start that from the beginning. But the 2 series I'm currently involved in are the Newberry and Hobbs Investigations by George Mann and the Discworld series by Terry Pratchett, which is, there's a lot going on. So I want to make some progress in those before I start new series, which means I'm not going to be reading Cinder or Enchanted, or there's something else unspoken. So I'm just putting in my pile the next 2 Newberry and Hobbs books, which are The Osiris Ritual and The Immortality Engine, and the next 2 Discworld books, Unseen Academicals and Equal Rights. And I'm not really sure what the best order to go in is here. I was thinking about alternating between a Newberry and Hobbs and a Discworld, but Unseen Academicals is also almost 500 pages with really small print, so I might not even be able to finish it depending on how far I get in The Golem and the Genie before the readathon starts. On the other hand, I have already read that book, or at least listened to the audiobook 8 times, so I won't need a lot of brain power to get through it, so that might be good for a later read, I'm not sure. And then I've got 2 sort of standby books in case I totally hate what I'm doing and I just want to read something else. They are The Ghost Bride by Yang-Ji Chu, which is a book that I have been looking forward to reading and is a standalone, unlike most of the books I have been looking forward to reading. And Liesl and Poe by Lauren Oliver, which I just bought this month, and you will see it in a haul coming up shortly. It's a middle grade novel with large font and pictures. So if it's getting towards the end of the night, and by that I mean the middle of the morning, I can read this and it will be easy on my eyes and my brain. And finally, I didn't do this last year, and that was dumb. I'm going to be listening to an audiobook for all the times when I need to be making breakfast or something that requires that I don't read. I'll be listening to the LibriVox recording of Two on a Tower by Thomas Hardy. I'll leave a link to that below in case you want to listen along with me. And I'll also leave a link to the main LibriVox site. LibriVox does public domain audio recordings, so it's only from texts before 1923, but they're all free to download and listen to. So I will try to finish editing those two massive videos that I'm working on now before the readathon, but if not, the next time I see you will be in my readathon vlog. I do not handle sleep deprivation very well, so it should be quite a sight.